Hearts starve as well as bodies. Give us bread, but give us roses. So read the lines of the poem that originate from a speech given over a century ago by the Votes for Women campaigner, Helen Todd. The new European Bauhaus initiative is predicated on three defining attributes: beautiful, sustainable, together. In bringing the wood sector to join the shared Bauhaus journey, we rightly sense immediate connections. I've yet to meet anyone who doesn't believe wood is beautiful. Likewise, I've never met anyone in the wood sector who fails to grasp that our use of wood must remain within sustainable limits, which is why the European wood industry only works with and only processes sustainable and legally produced timber. And like all great endeavors, we need to do this together. And if we are to do it together, it has to be inclusive, which in turn means it has to be affordable. Affordable, sustainable, beautiful, the new European Bauhaus. Give us bread, but give us roses. My presentation is in three parts: the Green Deal, the renovation wave, and climate change. First, the Green Deal. The European Green Deal aims to make Europe the world's first climate neutral continent by 2050. It's the EU's sustainable growth strategy. In this diagram, 8 policy areas are identified. From a wood sector perspective, the policy that stands out is building and renovating in an energy and resource efficient way. So there we have the Bauhaus sustainability link, but also the affordability link, the social inclusion link. Because the lower your income, the greater the percentage you spend on heating your home. Here we're talking bread rather than roses. But I would also draw your attention to the Green Deal policy of mobilizing industry for a clean and circular economy. By using off-site production to construct prefabricated homes, using wooden frames and wooden materials, we can build homes in a cleaner and cheaper way, reducing emissions and waste, unlike on-site construction, which generates large amounts of waste, much of which goes to landfill. This positive impact is further enhanced by using factory system solutions to design for disassembly, made easier by the higher levels of tolerance and accuracy attained in a factory setting. As wood is the only significant renewable construction material, wood can contribute to a transition to a more circular construction sector. Wood is a highly durable building material, and modern treatments have dramatically extended the lifespan of wood products. Wood can be reused, saving energy, and recycled into a secondary wood product such as MDF or particle board. And finally, at the end of life, it can become a source of renewable fuel. Hence, we in the wood sector can work with the new European Bauhaus initiative when it says it will bring the Green Deal to our living places and calls for a collective effort to imagine and build a future that is sustainable, inclusive, and beautiful for our minds and for our souls. Give us bread, but give us roses. Secondly, the renovation wave. Released by the Commission in October of last year, the renovation wave seeks to make 35 million European homes across the EU energy efficient within 10 years. Think wood fiber insulation, wood panel insulation for walls, wooden floors, wooden doors, wooden window frames. How dull? Yes, you heard me correctly. How dull? The picture on the right is much more interesting, much more exciting than the picture on the left. The new wooden culture house in Skellefteå, Sweden is more exciting than loft insulation. But ask yourself the big question: within the built environment, which has the impact potential to be the bigger carbon sink? New build in wood or renovating existing properties with sustainable wood-based products? Better still, consider the impact of combining both in tackling climate change. The renovation wave should not only focus on the energy consumed by buildings, but should also recognize the potential of the existing European housing stock and wider built environment to become a new carbon sink. Emissions of greenhouse gases not only are linked to the operational energy of the building, the materials used during construction or renovation also cause CO2 emissions during their production, use, and end-of-life phase. This potential to reduce emissions over the life cycle of a building and to store carbon in wood products used in renovation should be assessed at an EU level. Note, as energy production becomes more green, the percentage of emissions linked to materials will increase. And let's not forget about wood prefabrication solutions that offer modular possibilities to redesign and modernize buildings in a non-invasive way. For example, through additional stories or roof extensions. To summarize, the choice of building materials both in renovation and in new build has a significant influence on the building's embodied environmental impacts. Bread and roses, we need them both. And finally, climate change. While the COVID pandemic dominates the media, the biggest single threat facing us all hasn't gone away. Hopefully, the UN Climate Change Conference at COP26 in Glasgow, Scotland in November will refocus the world's attention. With the world's population continuing to grow and the UN projecting over 2 billion new urban dwellers by 2050, alarm bells should be ringing as to how we will house these people, and that if we go on using the old-fashioned building methods of the last 100 years, we are going to struggle to meet the Paris climate targets. Using wood solutions, builders can solve everyday designs and construction challenges while also providing sustainable and healthy living spaces and demonstrating the beauty and diversity of value-added wood products. Advanced technology and modern building codes are expanding the opportunities for wood in construction. Wood's design flexibility allows for a wide range of building types and applications, both structural and aesthetic. The large majority of studies indicate that the use of wood and wood-based products are associated with lower fossil and process-based emissions than compared to non-wood-based products. Because climate mitigation is a major policy target, the impacts of different materials and products should be taken into account through a complete accounting for greenhouse gas emissions associated with the full life cycle of harvested wood products, including both carbon storage and substitution effects. To conclude, it is these impactful properties, sequestering, sustainability, storing, and substituting that make wood a natural friend of the Bauhaus, as it seeks sustainable solutions to creating a beautiful and affordable built environment. It is why the majority of us would have no difficulty agreeing with the President of the Commission when she says, we know that construction sector can be turned from a carbon source into a carbon sink if organic materials like wood are applied. A new era of sustainable building solution beckons with wide support from across the political spectrum, from the Commission, from NGOs, which is why renovating and building with sustainable wood has the potential to be the most dynamic part of the wood sector. And while it may be tempting to go alone, we should be mindful of the African proverb, if we want to go fast, go alone. If we want to go far, go together. For this reason, the Bauhaus Initiative is rightly emphasizing co-creation, an approach that we, as the conference organizers, concur with. We being the European Wood Panel Federation, the European Confederation of Woodworking Industries, the European Organization of the Sawmill Industry, InnovaWood, and the European Federation of Building and Woodworkers. The Alliance also has the support of Horizon 22 projects Bassahaun and Wood Circus, of which several examples will be presented later today. Together, we have formed the Wood Sector Alliance for the new European Bauhaus. You may wish to collaborate with us. And we hope that our conference today contributes to the Bauhaus movement's intention of creating a built environment that is affordable, sustainable, and beautiful. Give us bread, but give us roses. The future's bright, the future's wooden.